Hi, you've reached What's on Scott's Mind. And I really promise I do own more than two shirts. It just happens that I wear pretty much the same two shirts every Monday. Um, a lot of reasons for that, obviously. One of them is it's easy. And then when the laundry comes upstairs, it's literally the first item that I grab. But different anyway. You've reached What's on Scott's Mind. And right now, today, I want to talk a little bit about the platform X. I pay to be on X as a verified user at their top level currently. And based on that, I use X. I use X for a number of different purposes, but mostly it's to share things that I create so that they're out and about. So based on that, I share things. Mostly in the morning, and mostly early in the morning from two different devices. The first device I use is my phone, sharing to X, and the second device I use is my laptop, sharing to X. I predominantly share YouTube and TikTok videos that I find interesting. A number of them are political in nature, a number of them are satirical in nature, and a number of them are about birds. I know, shocking. Scott likes birds. Scott loves birds, right? That's why he shares birds every day. The reality being, right, I have these things that I share. And every day, for now, probably 96 out of the last 100 days, maybe a little less, might be closer to 80 days, but it's a huge number, a high percentage. X is locking my account. Almost always when I'm sharing political videos, which I find incredibly interesting because they're not political videos that support the position of the owners of X. They are positions and they are political pieces that talk about what's going on that isn't good and what we should be thinking about that isn't good right now. So based on that, it's an interesting reality because I've got this information, right? I've got stuff to share, and in sharing it, it is actually being rejected by X. Now, I can validate my account, right? Normally what happens is they send you an email, you get the email, you grab the numbers, paste the numbers into X, and then you go and you do the CAPTCHA verification, and it lets you back in. But that takes 5 minutes, and that's 5 minutes every day. So one of the things that's happening is, and most of you who have followed my blogs for years know, one of the things I do is every year I evaluate social media. I look at it hard. This year, TikTok is on the block. I am seriously considering no longer using TikTok because it just doesn't. I mean, I got a lot of followers on TikTok, but it doesn't do me any good. I'm not gaining anything in using TikTok. I mean, I have a lot of friends. I enjoy TikTok as a platform, but I'm not going to continue using it just because I enjoy it. It's a lot of time. It's an investment, and it's an investment that I don't necessarily want to make. So I'm considering TikTok, but I'm also considering X for the first time ever, by the way. X has been one of my go-to platforms back to tweet, Birdie, to now. It's been one of my go-to platforms. I've used it exclusively in many cases, but I have always used it as, one of my platforms of choice. For many years, I actually tried to grow that platform and have many more followers than I currently do. But the reality is, right, it is a platform that I have chosen to use. It is, pardon me while I reach for something. It is a platform that I have chosen to use. It's a platform that has been a big part of what I call my social platform. And previously, right, I used to have Pinterest, and I used to have a bunch of others. I've gotten rid of all of them. I'm down to a smaller number. I use Reddit. Predominantly, I use Reddit to interact with people, to share things, to share my Aura training models, but also to have a forum for my ideas and my concepts that are important to me. I use Blue Sky, but that's just because I have a bunch of artist friends that are on Blue Sky, and I like to follow them and you know, support their work. I use Twitter, I use Instagram, I use Threads, and I use YouTube and TikTok. TikTok and X are on the block this year. I don't think I will pull my X membership, but I may pull the paid membership, the verified user crap. I may pull that this year, but that's where I am right now. That's what's on my mind. I'm thinking through, as always, this time of year, what social media is Scott going to use?